Raw. Red. Ladies in red. Ladies in red. Ladies in red. Discuss the latest news, just fans giving their views. This channel is red. They see the bar and raise it, plus they rep for the ladies. Trust it's red. Female voices in football. Red. If you want to talk up, it's a red channel for me and you. Subscribe and tune into the Ladies in Red.
Hi guys, welcome back to Ladies in Red. I'm back. It seems like it's been an absolute lifetime, but United are back. Yeah, it's the cup, but I don't really care to see us back at Old Trafford. I'm absolutely buzzing for that. But firstly, obviously, I want to say thank you to everyone for being patient with me. I did a few little videos over the World Cup period, but I found it was just getting regurgitated. Everyone was kind of doing the same thing. It was a bit repetitive. And so I took a bit of a back step and I just stuck with my FIFA content. But now, obviously, United are back, which means I am back with the regular content for you guys. And yeah, I hope you're all doing well. I hope you're looking forward to the game. Big up to Hogwarts Express. Love the name. Hello to Gaz and hello to the Red Devil as well. All the best to yourself. But yeah, I mean, we have to talk about the World Cup briefly, obviously, and what happened and the final and how mad that was, because the final was ridiculous. Let's be honest, the final was insane. One of the best games I'd say I've witnessed. I felt like I was there, but yeah, one of the best games I'd seen in a while. It was entertaining as a neutral as well as somebody who obviously had a winner on either team with Varane or Martinez. I was kind of just enjoying it. I was enjoying the ride. But yeah, I mean, Licha, Martinez, the Butcher, he is a World Cup winner, and to be able to say that both of our centre-backs are World Cup winners is just a great feeling. So I'm absolutely buzzing for him. Commiserations, obviously, to Varane and France. But you know what? They've both got a Champions League. They've both got a World Cup medal. And yeah, it has to be one of the best ever, if not the best. He had it all, didn't it? I mean, the 90-second brace from Mbappe, I definitely did not see that coming 100%. Let's see what everyone's saying in the chat. Let's get through. So, Curlers, I am back. Hello. I hope you're doing good too, Curlers. Manchester United fans, watch out, pubs, please, says Lucky Singh. Hello to I'm Blue. I hope you're doing good. Hello to Diego as well. Hope you're well. Hello to Akevin. We've got to take every game seriously. I'm going to be getting onto that, but I do totally agree with you. I'm Blue said Messi is a cheat. I'm not going to say he's a cheat. I'm not going to say he's cheap, but the stars were kind of aligning. I called it a while back that it seemed like it was Messi's year. He was destined to win that World Cup, and he won the World Cup. Hello to Alex. Hope you're good. South American as England fan, I was pushing to win. I'm not going to talk about England too much because it's too depressing, let's be honest. Gaz said one of the best finals ever. I wanted South American content. Football fans are amazing. In Argentina, they are amazing. I'm not feeling the EFL Cup tonight, says Mark. I'm just feeling, I don't really, regardless of the competition, I'm looking forward to seeing United back in action, to be honest. It's like I say, it seems like forever. It's nice to be able to talk about our club again. Like I say, England is just depressing. Hopefully United can instill a bit of energy and a bit of buzz around football. And around the Christmas period, there's a lot of games thick and fast. So although we have got to take this competition very seriously, we do have to bear in mind that players who are just coming back from the World Cup, players who probably are going to be very fatigued and going to need a bit of time out. And so I expect to see, obviously, a lot of changes for this game. I'm going to run through my predicted lineup in a minute and obviously let me know your lineups as well. I always look forward to seeing what you guys think will happen. And it's a really hard one to call, actually, because how risky is Ten Hag going to play this tonight? And I think it's going to be really interesting to see. Gaz said I wanted France to win. I think there's always that element, isn't it? Obviously, because we went out to France, I think there's always an element of, at least we could say we went out to the winners. Do you know, that kind of mindset? For me, it was nice to see someone different to win it. Argentina, obviously, Martinez winning it. But either way, I would have been, as a neutral, as a football fan, I just absolutely loved that final. I thought it was quality. Good evening to Doug. Doug, I hope you are doing well. Doug, if you want to join me, drop me a WhatsApp. I can send you a link. But yeah, Doug, I hope you're doing good. Hope the Glazers are going at the end of the season. I hope they're gone before then. It would be nice, wouldn't it? Would be nice. That was the most exciting part of the World Cup, is seeing them obviously talking to potential buyers. We'll see what happens with that one. Of course, we're all kind of hoping. I've got my little Glazers out, little Soph in the corner there. I'm still repping Glazers out, of course, and I don't think we should go quiet on it just because of the recent rumours. Lautaro Martinez, excellent. He's excellent on my career mode. I will say that he's excellent on my career mode. I think you mean Lissandro there, didn't you? I'm guessing. And the referees were also in favour of Argentina and Messi. It was ridiculous. There was a few questionable moments for sure. We'll definitely say that. Alex, thank you so much for that super chat. Honestly, it means a lot. Thank you. Best World Cup ever. Happy for Messi. So happy that United are back in action. Takes my mind off Southgate remaining England manager. I'm intrigued to see what everyone says about the Southgate situation, because I said he'd earned this tournament, yeah? And if he didn't do well, I felt like it would be the end for him. I am surprised he's still staying on. I'm surprised that he wants to still stay on with the scrutiny around him and whatnot and the constant pressure. But at the same time, I do think he's built a positive ethos, a positive environment at England, which I don't think we've had for a long, long time. I think I can see the positives that he's done. But at the same time, we're looking at a talented squad that we have got, and surely we should be doing better than we have been in tournaments. This tournament was a big disappointment. I felt like France were kind of there for the taking, and we didn't really take them, and that was the frustrating thing for me after that game. So I think the Southgate one is an interesting one. The fact that he wants to stay on, I think, is interesting. Yeah, I know a lot of people are definitely down in the dumps about that. That's the first time the favourites have actually won the World Cup. Is it actually? I didn't know that. But I remember calling it from the office of Brazil or Argentina were the two teams that I felt. France, I actually didn't. I said it because they're midfield. I don't know. I was a bit wary about France, but they proved me wrong entirely. Burnley have played 2 games. Brazil were the favourites for that World Cup. I think Argentina were the favourites, weren't they? Brazil were up there, but I think Argentina were the favourites. And Southgate for the England has killed big teams now. Southgate winning a Premier League job, that's a very good way of looking at it. Very good way of looking at it. Like, what Premier League club would have Southgate? Would you have Southgate at your club? And I think that is a question that a lot of people were kind of asking themselves in terms of the argument. Who would take the England job in reality? There's talks about when a Pochettino, Tuchel. I do feel if someone like that comes in, I think we'll see a different England. I would like to see that. I guess it depends. How do you guys feel about the international managers? Does it have to be a person from that country? Obviously, we've tried it in the past where it hasn't been. Do you feel that there is more success rate if the manager is actually from the country, if that makes sense? Let me know what you guys think about that. Southgate is only 2.0. He's out of his depth. He's not learning from his past mistakes, and that's what I was hoping would happen in this tournament. We would learn from the mistakes and we go further, and we just haven't. And like I say, it wasn't like we were battered against France, to be honest. It wasn't like we were outplayed. They were clinical 100%, but we just didn't do enough in open play. I know we should have definitely had another penalty, and we missed a penalty. But we shouldn't be relying on penalties given. Like, we had a few moments where I just felt like the handbrake was up a little bit. We didn't really go at France. We weren't confident enough in that sense. Potter, the England manager, said Gaz. Messi has completed football. I think he's the greatest of all time. He has literally completed football. It's crazy, isn't it? And those pictures of him with the World Cup are iconic. And like I say, congratulations to Argentina, to Messi, but most importantly, Lisandro Martinez, in my opinion. I'm just sending home love to join you. You should be on 50 minutes. No worries, don't stress, honestly. I can get you on next week. Don't stress at all. Alex Southgate's record against top 10 sides is 4 wins from 24 games. It's shocking. There's definitely an issue there, isn't there? When we do come against top teams, if you like, there is definitely an issue there. Lucky Singh says Tuchel as well. Hello to Najib. Hi, Soph. Hope we can beat Burnley tonight. It would be nice to beat Burnley. It would be nice to get a few goals, get a clean sheet. Would be lovely. But also to see a lot of our youngsters flourish as well. I want to see a lot of our young players, and I'll talk about who in a moment. But yeah, like I said, get your lineups ready as well. You predict we will see tonight, and get it in the chat, and I'll definitely go through that. I can't wait for Southgate to bottle in Euro 2024 and his fanboys. Well, surely that is the final straw. Surely that is the final straw. 2024, if we don't do well in that tournament, surely that is it for Southgate, you'd think, because we all felt it after this tournament. But he's got another life, if you like. It's like a cat. Yeah, I love the Villa. Hello to you. I hope you're doing good. Thanks for tuning in. I swear Ollie and Southgate are related. There's a lot of comparisons. We do have to. It's the mental. I said this on my ECL stream yesterday. For me, it's a mentality thing for England. You see teams like Argentina, France, Croatia, even, where they've got that mentality, they're resilient in tournament football. They can grind out a result when they're not quite at it. I don't know. It's like in their heads, they're confident that they're going to win. And with us, I don't feel that. I feel like we're always on the back foot. It's like we've got a loser's mentality as a country. And I know that sounds brutal to say, but I genuinely feel that way in tournaments. We think we're a lot better than we actually are when it comes to tournament football. Individually, we know the talent we've got and whatnot. But no matter what, collectively, we always seem to bottle it. We always seem to break down, regardless of who the manager is as well. I just don't know what it is. There's a rigorous mentality for England that it's just failure, and I hate it. Diego, we need a progressive attacking football style. England, I would love to see something pragmatic and something different. England can beat big sides when they need to, or can't when they need to. Oh, yeah, I agree. When the pressure's on, that's what I mean by the mentality. When the pressure is on, we crumble. And it hurts because we know the potential we've got in that squad. And Deschamps, in-game management, quality. People who say the manager of England has to be English is ridiculous. I just want the best person in charge. That is my mindset as well. For me, it's the best person who's available at that time. But there's a lot of people who debate, and not just England, I'm talking about in general. I remember a commentator in the World Cup saying it's the first time that I think it was all African teams were basically coached by people from their countries. And that was the first time it had happened. And I was just wondering what you guys thought about the debate about, does it have to be a national coach from that nation? I don't believe it does. We were not better than France. We weren't better. but we weren't at our best either. I felt that's what I mean. France didn't play well, but we didn't really. Like if we went at them, I feel like we're good enough to cause them issues, and we just didn't. And that was a frustrating thing. I can kind of take it on the chin a bit more if France battered us, but they didn't. I think England could go as far as the quarterfinals under Southgate. I guess that means quarterfinals. If England qualify, yeah, true. People say Southgate should remain in charge. Need to answer this question: would they want him in charge of their club? And most people you'd think would say no. Oliver says, "I'm alright, thanks. Can't wait for Emery Ball to return. Better than Southgate show we watched. Actually, looking forward to watching Burnley play. I never thought I'd say that. Burnley are a different kettle of fish now. Under company, Burnley are different. I'm not an England fan, but I'm disgusted by certain pundits talking about absolute crap about non-English managers and how they shouldn't manage England. Tells you everything you need to know about Cara. Yeah, he was one who mentioned it. And I just wanted to throw that question out there and see what people thought. I think it's an interesting one. I personally don't think it matters where they come from. As long as the manager who comes in obviously can speak English and can communicate with the players or has at least a willingness to do that, then I don't think they need to be actually from England, to be fair. But enough talking about England because it's depressing. We're going to talk about, obviously, Manchester United and Burnley. We've already touched on their company. It's a different Burnley. They're playing exotic football. They're playing football that you didn't really see under Dyche. And it's going to be a tough test. I mean, we know what it's like when anyone comes to Old Trafford, when anybody plays against United, whatever the competition, they're up for it. It's like a cup final. And so we've got to be at it. And I know we're not going to have a full-strength squad, if you like, but we've still got a squad more than good enough to beat Burnley, and we should be at it. But straight after the World Cup, and who knows what kind of performance we can conjure up tonight. I'm hoping it's a positive one. I'm hoping that we've got confidence off the back of that, obviously, last second winner from Garnacho against Fulham. I'm hoping we can carry on that momentum. Hello to Niall, and I hope you have a lovely Christmas as well. Obviously, sending the best to you and your family. Curlis, thank you. Please do smash the likes and subscribe, and of course, share the video as well. And Doug says Southgate will always divide opinion. He's been good. He's been a good manager for England, but is he good enough to take us now to the next level, which is where we need to get to? And I agree with that statement from Doug. I think he's been good. Like I say, the atmosphere he's created at England is a lot more positive and a lot more stable than it has been. But are we kind of just like, I don't know, mellowing out now? Or can we go up to that next level? And I'm not sure Southgate is the one to take us to that next level. And like I said, that next tournament you think is a big one to prove whether he is or not. Morocco, what a tournament had. And I love the picture of the reception that they got as well when they returned to the home country. It was just fantastic. Absolute heroes. And some of their performances were insane. So, yeah, Morocco were quality. Lioness manager has better tactics. She's also Dutch. Good point, SM. She is also Dutch and a great manager, as she's proven. I will do a call-in show. Curlers, I am off work now for obviously next 2 weeks. Obviously, I'm going to be doing a lot more regular content now. United are back in action as well, in between games, after games and stuff. Unfortunately, I can't do a post-game show today because it's my brother's birthday. I'm going out for a meal, but yes, I will definitely be doing a call-in show. I'm looking forward to chatting to you guys. It's been too long, so definitely 100%. Niall says, great show. Hope you have a good Christmas at Ladies in Red. Thank you, Niall. All the best to yourself. Sean Dyche is available. Get him in England. We had Sam Allardyce for a period. Why not? And Merry Christmas to Lucky Singh. The England women's team isn't English. Dubravka Delo. So this is your predicted, Najib. Everyone else get yours in. Dubravka Delo is injured, so it's not going to be Delo. So I've heard Wan-Bissaka starting, so I'm going to put Wan-Bissaka in there. Maguire, Lindelof, Malacia. I'd agree with those three. Fred, McTominay, Ericsson, Garnacho, Elanga, Martial. So basically everything apart from I've put Wan-Bissaka at right back is pretty much what I have predicted as my lineup as well. I was thinking maybe switch Pellistri for Elanga, which I personally would like to see, but I do feel like he's going to stick with Elanga in this game. And everyone else, obviously, let us know what you think about Najib's prediction there. Would you go with that? Would you make any changes to that? I do think we'll see McFred in there. Fred obviously didn't play a lot in the World Cup. Ericsson obviously has been back a while now. And Garnacho should keep his place, and I'm looking forward to seeing him. I'm going to slowly be watching it whilst I'm sat at the table in a restaurant, being really rude. But yeah, I am still going to be watching the game, just unfortunately not in the comfort of my home or at Old Trafford, which would be even better. I don't want Mourinho, though, for England, because they will lose their togetherness and become... But that's the thing, like, you know, the animosity that we've always had and the cliques that we've always heard about in the England dressing room. We don't have that with Southgate, and that's one thing that is really established. I wouldn't want a manager to come in and kind of destroy all that hard work that's been done by Southgate. We kind of need someone now just to kind of take the baton and take us on to that next level. So, yeah, I do agree with that. Burnley ain't a 1-11 of English players anymore. True. When an English national team is doing well, no one will care whether the manager is English. Exactly. We only want to see the results on the pitch and in tournaments. We don't care about who the manager is as long as we are doing well. And I totally agree with that. Mark says, I'm going for a boring 1-0. I'll take it, though. I would take it. I just want to see us win and get through. Lucky Singh, thank you so much. Thank you. I just felt with the World Cup content, it was just a bit repetitive, and there's a lot of people doing the same kind of thing. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to hold off until United are back. I'm going to keep up my FIFA content, of course. But yeah, now I'm back because United are back. And Van Gaal was hilarious at the World Cup. He's a man. I love Van Gaal. How can you not love Van Gaal? Genuinely, you just... Yeah, I love him. Southgate was the right person to take over in 2016 when we were at our lowest. But now we have a side that can win tournaments. I don't think... Yeah, I think it's kind of mellowing out now, isn't it? Thank you, I love the Billa. I'll pass that on to him. Thank you. Manager, sorry, not the team. I knew what you meant, Takevin. And for tonight's game, would you select your strongest possible team? I think you've got to give some of the youngsters. I think you could risk it all and put players like Anthony in, who've only just got back. And I think if they get injured, like, that's going to be such a bad call. Maybe if the game's kind of done, we could bring them on for the last, I don't know, 10, 15, 20 minutes, getting some minutes under a belt. Casemiro's another one. But I personally wouldn't risk an injury for this game. I still think that the players that we've got available are good enough. And we've still got some experienced players in there. Let's not forget the players like Lindelof. Maguire, I think, will come in. McTominay and Fred, who I know we want to pull our hair out and we have a Fred ache every time we see it. But I think that'll happen. Ericsson, I think, will play. Iqbal, it has to be close as well. I've just seen SM actually just say that. It has to be close as well. I'd love to see him start, to be fair. But I don't know if he'll go that risky, Ten Hag from the off. And then Elanga, obviously frustrating, but he's established in that first team. Garnacho has kind of definitely imprinted himself on that first team. And Martial should be starting up top. So even though there's a lot of rotating and not a lot of first teamers, if you like, we've still got a very good, strong team, like a team that should be good enough to beat Burnley, and that's no disrespect to them because, like I say, they're a totally different team now. But we've got quality personnel who should be able to step up in this game, and players who actually have got a point to prove. Players like Maguire, for example, who've now got to compete with 2 World Cup winning centre backs. Like, can he actually put a performance out tonight that says, you know what, I am still here, boss? So let's see what happens. Will we keep Garnacho? I have heard that he's close. Like, yeah, the only thing I have in his mind is signing a new contract with United, apparently. But how true that? I hope we do. But I feel like Garnacho is one of these that if we let go, we'll regret it massively. I think he's a great talent, and I think he's shown that time and time again. He's adding goals to his game now. Obviously, we saw against Fulham. Yeah, he's a special talent, and I hope that we can keep him. I do think if we let him go, one, we're stupid, but 2, I think it'll come back to haunt us. I really do. Yeah, Van Gaal is a legend. Belgium crash out burnout. Oh, De Bruyne said it, didn't he? He said that the players are getting a bit old now. And sadly, I think that is the case. Lukaku, you know what? I'm all for bantering Lukaku. But I actually felt so sorry for him. Like, it just wouldn't go in for him. Like, it was, we were frustrated watching it. So imagine how he felt. So I did feel a bit sorry for Lukaku, to be fair, after that. But Belgium, yeah, just that generation does seem over, doesn't it, Lucky Singh? 3-1 to United today, and we should play a full strength team. We don't play till the later days, till days later. So play whoever is available. I get it. I just think ease them in, though. I wouldn't force certain players if they've only just got back. Like, I wouldn't want to risk a hamstring injury, for example, where they're going to be out for weeks. You know, we don't want to risk that. Not for this game. I think we should have a strong bench and impact if we need it. But I think we need to put a bit of trust in our young players as well. If Brazil are happy to consider a foreign manager, why are some England fans being xenophobic to the idea of a non-English manager? I just think a lot of people don't like change. And I think that's what it is. For me, I'm not fussed what nationality the manager is, as long as we are getting results. With the players that we have, we should be. Hello, Soph. Glad to see United back in action tonight. I'm buzzing that they're back, and hello to you, Siobhan. Hello to Red Devil as well. Season's greeting to you as well and all your family. I hope you have a lovely festive period as well. Lukaku's accuracy was so bad. Honestly, his punch at the end, the punch was the only thing he got on target, I think. But I felt sorry for him. I did feel a bit sorry for him. I think Ten Hag will go strong to keep up the pressure for points. I hope you're right, because we want to be entertained at the end of the day, don't we? But also, like, is it Pellistri's birthday as well today? Maybe I'll give him a present and give him a start. That'd be nice. I want to see more of him because I think he looks neat and tidy when I have seen him. And Burnley are a different animal under company. Only 2 losses this season and in form. And they're going to be gunning for it. They're going to want this. They're going to want this. They're not going to give a toss about the fact that it's a rotated team, about the fact that players have just come back from the World Cup and whatnot. They don't give a toss. They're at Old Trafford. They want to make it a performance to remember. And I'm sure that they're going to be up for it. So we cannot be complacent in this one. Hello to Mystic Werewolf. Hope you're doing good. And Lukaku trampoline for harsh. So I've told you what my predicted lineup was. It was pretty much close to was it? Sorry, I forgot your name in the chat, but yeah, it was close to that one. I will find it and I'll put it back up on the screen. The only change that I made, it was Najib with the lineup. Apologies, Najib. Was that I'd put Wan-Bissaka in instead of Delo because obviously Delo is injured at the moment. But But yeah, that is pretty much what I expect to see. So we've still got the likes of McTominay, Fred, Ericsson, Martial, Maguire, Lindelof, Malacia, even like players who have played quite a few minutes already this season. I expect them to be getting a run out, and I do expect a strong bench as well. I'm surprised about Wan-Bissaka starting, but we are kind of putting him in the shop window, I feel. He obviously isn't in Ten Hag's plans. It's no secret that we're looking for a right back backup. I've read today Crystal Palace, shocker, and interested, but also Wolves as well. I know West Ham have been interested at one point. So yeah, I think Wan-Bissaka, this could be one of his last performances, unfortunately, for United. It just hasn't worked out for him. But yeah, gets to start tonight, which will be nice. Hopefully he can put a performance out there and prove, again, like you say to the manager, he's still here and he wants to fight for his place. I would love that. But I do think it's going to be a close game. In terms of score prediction, Aikman said 3-1 earlier. You know what? I'm not really going to go. Yeah, I'm going to go 3-1 as well. I can't really get stray too far from that. That's my initial thoughts. I think we could concede maybe from a set piece or something like that. But then I do believe that we've got enough quality going forwards to cause them issues, especially later on in the game. If we do want to bring on some of our stronger players, if you like, I do think that we can make a difference. So now I want to quickly switch over to the transfer rumours. You know that United are back because everything I see on Twitter is linked with this player, that player. Anybody who basically had a half-decent World Cup we've been linked to over the last few days, which is so frustrating as a United fan, as you know. But the realistic ones, Gakpo. Ten Hag is really interested in Gakpo. I obviously watched him through the World Cup. I'm not going to act like I'm a genius on the kid, but I do think he looks very, very talented. Price isn't too bad as well. So I do hope look, Ronaldo isn't there. We haven't got the Ronaldo issue anymore, so we need to definitely get a backup. And when I say Ronaldo issue, I'm not meaning that in a disrespectful way. I'm meaning that there was always headlines, is Ronaldo going to start or not? He's not, because he's not here anymore. So now we need to get either a young and up-and-coming striker, somebody with very, very high potential, I'm talking like FIFA career mode here, or somebody who is actually already established and is happy to come across at this point in the season. So I would like Gakpo to come, 100%. I know we've been linked with Thuram as well, who I do think he looks like a handful, I'm going to say. I think in the World Cup, I think he proved his worth many times for France. He put himself about, and I think he could be a good acquisition. De Jong rumours again, I'm not even going to entertain them. I'm not even going to entertain them at all. And the one that's interesting, Guardiola, I would absolutely love in a heartbeat, by the way. I would love Guardiola. What a player. But Emi Martinez, I've read a few times, he could be involved in a kind of a domino effect. So if we let certain players go, De Gea, for example, like Henderson, Emi Martinez could be coming in as a goalkeeper for us. Now, the best way I can describe Emi Martinez, and I tweeted the other day saying I hate him, and if it wasn't for Licha, I would have been on my knees for a France win because I can't stand Emi Martinez. But what I will say is one of them players, a bit like a Diego Costa, where if he's not on your team, you absolutely cannot bear him. But if he's on your team, you absolutely adore him. And that's exactly how, obviously, Argentina feel. That's exactly how I love the Villa feels about him as well. He's a good goalkeeper from penalties. He had a great tournament, 100%. I do think he's a bit of an idiot, I've got to be honest. I think the stuff with Mbappe afterwards, when I'm thinking, look, mate, you've won the World Cup. Why are you doing this afterwards? Like, really? And he put 4 goals past you. Do you know what I mean? Like, I just can't. But that aside, performance is focusing just on his football and not on his personality. He's a very good goalkeeper. And like I say, he's one of them that if he's on your team, you absolutely adore him. If he's not, then you absolutely detest him. But which is what is good in a goalkeeper when it comes to penalties, isn't it? Hello to Naeem. I think Gakpo is going to happen in January. That feels the most likely rumour to me. That does feel the most likely rumour that Gakpo will be heading to Old Trafford. And like I say, I'm excited by that potential deal. I'm not going to act like a genius on him, but I think what I saw of him in the World Cup is definitely a talent. And if he wants to come, then even better. And Oliver Villa said it's too much of a shit house. The baby thing with Mbappe is crazy. I mean, like, it's gone a bit too, for me, it's gone a bit too far. Look, around the penalty, people saying it's cheating when what he was doing with the penalties in the mind games. For me, it's not. It's horrible, but it works. It's proved it works. Do you know what I mean? He's getting into players' heads. But the thing afterwards, when you've already won the World Cup, I'm thinking, come on, mate. Like, really? Do you know what I mean? That's just my mindset on it. I heard a rumour that Ten Hag wants to bring De Jong back. Yeah, I keep seeing these rumours. I keep skipping past them because I'm so tired of the whole De Jong saga. If I see him in a United shirt, I'll celebrate it. But I'm not going to follow any of the rumours when it comes to that saga at all. Being nasty in football is a great thing. After Mbappe laughed at Kane, I had no sympathy for him when he was on the losing team in the final. I don't think he laughed at Kane, I've watched the clip back and I think he's kind of cheering, but the way that this kind of stopped, it looked like he was laughing, but I'm not 100% he did. I thought that first and it got me angry because I like Mbappe and I was thinking, what on earth do you think you're doing? But I don't think he was doing that. I'd like to think he wasn't. Can we really expect a signing if we are being sold? Why would the Glazers spend? Makes no sense to me. It's a good point, Curlers. It's a good point. With Ronaldo going, obviously we were all hoping that are going to make one, but it is a good point. It depends on obviously the situation behind the scenes and what is happening with the sale, if it's happening or not. Gakpo would be a very good signing. For me, we need a striker and a right back. They're the two positions I would definitely be looking at as well. Enzo Fernandez and Cody Gakpo. Enzo Fernandez, I believe, Doug will back me up, but I think he could be heading to Liverpool. There's rumours of that. Great player as well, by the way, and he'd be a good signing, 100%. Have you heard a rumour that we're going for Thuram? I have heard that, and like I just said, I think he proved that he could be a handful. I think he's a good player. I think he's young, obviously, and is still quite raw, but he's effective, puts himself about, like I say, was more than a handful for the defenders when he came on in those games for France in the World Cup. So, yeah, I wouldn't be against that signing. I don't think it'll happen, but I wouldn't be against it at all. He was what? Mbappe. I don't think he was laughing. Someone just, here you go. Oliver Villa said, "Yeah, he's spot on. The full video shows he's cheering. He's like cheering. He's like going, yeah." But he looked like, because the way they clipped it, it did look like he was laughing, but I don't think he was. Merry Christmas to you, Stephen, as well. I wish you all the best, and I hope you have a great festive break with your family. And Alex says, did you know that Alessandro Martinez hugged Varane before? Yeah, I love that. I've seen that video so many times. Honestly, it's so warming. I love that. Still teammates. United through and through, through thick and thin, United, love it. Shows they have respect for each other as teammates, 100%. Doug, I'll get you on the next show because this will be rounding off shortly, and I don't want to be like, hi Doug, bye Doug. So yeah, I'll get you on for a proper chat at some point, Doug. Don't stress. I thought Thuram had a great impact in the final, particularly, but he's 25. Is he 25? I thought he was 23, but I could be wrong. But I do think he looks decent, and I think he could be effective for us. Would he be my first choice? Probably not. And I mean, another name that's been kind of gone quiet lately is Joe Felix as well. What's happening with him? Because he's been linked to us quite a lot. Like, he's obviously fell out with Simeone. It's not really working for him at Atletico. I thought he looked decent in the tournament for Portugal. Be interesting to see what happens. Been a long time since United's last game versus Fulham. Felt like it's been so long. It's been so long. Also, it looked good, yeah. And I would like Thuram as well there. So we'll see what happens on the transfer front, but they are the main rumours so far, and obviously I'll keep you all updated if I hear any more as well, or if you hear any more when we do a call-in. Feel free to come and chat about that. Felix on loan has been fun. I've seen that. I've seen the wages and the fee that it would be for him, which is crazy as well. But I do think he's a decent player. Obviously, I don't want to be nasty and say that physically would he cope in the Premier League because he's a very good technical player, but you do always worry about players that young who can he come and just step straight into the, like, is a January move a good move for him? Can he hit the ground running straight away, or will it be one of them where it takes time to embed? Be interesting. I'm not writing off the Felix signing because I think I would like him at United, but yeah, we'll see what happens. It's a lot of money. That's what I'm going to say. It's a lot of money. Who was your biggest flop of the World Cup? CR7 or someone else? See, CR7, you know what? Like, I actually feel really sorry for Ronaldo. I'm going to say this. I think he's had a crap year. Hasn't helped himself, obviously, with what he's done with the interview and whatnot as well. But obviously, losing a child, who knows what kind of effect that can have on you. And he's just had a dreadful year, an absolute dreadful year. And then being dropped for Portugal and the player who comes on and you play scoring a hat-trick. And then, yeah, I can't help but feel for him. Obviously, that's my love for him that runs deep and it hurts, doesn't it? But I can't help but feel for him. He didn't have a good World Cup, you have to be honest. So I think it's harsh to say a flop when he didn't. Obviously, he was benched, and you probably would have to say that, wouldn't you? But it hurts to say that. Knowing Murto, I'll add those sign Felix the cat. True. Well, I've got Dave the cat, haven't they? That's the biggest news from England's World Cup. They've brought a cat back called Dave. Sophie, did you hear that Old Trafford Megastore windows got smashed last night? Don't worry though, we're getting the glazers out. Okay, I'll get my coat. No. And Haya might not get a new contract, so we have to look for it. I told you, Emi Martinez is apparently could be a part of a knock-on effect. My dad's at the mill tonight. I haven't asked him yet, but I will ask him what his thoughts are on Cunha. They do need a striker, don't they? I know they've got Diego Costa, but unfortunately he's past it. So I'm sure he'll be happy with it. But yeah, I'll have a chat with him tonight. I'm not on the Felix wave, says Landell. I think it's a risky one. I'd rather take Gakpo over him, but I'm not going to write it off either. Leo, I would take him. 100%. I think he looked quality for Portugal in the World Cup when he had his little cameos. I take Gakpo at a cut price until the summer. I thought De Bruyne was atrocious. That's another shame. He went under the radar because Belgium obviously were the flops of the tournament, you'd probably say. And yeah, De Bruyne is just a completely different player when it's for Belgium, isn't it? He is just a totally different player. So I thought it was harsh saying Ronaldo, to be fair, but I think De Bruyne is a good shout. And it's kind of, because it isn't Ronaldo, it's kind of gone under the radar a bit. But I agree with that. They should have let Ronaldo leave in the summer because we all know he wants to play at Champions League. But then there's rumours apparently he could be going to Saudi Arabia and stuff like that. Like, who knows where Ronaldo's head at is at the moment. I agree he's made some poor choices. I do feel for him because he's had a rubbish situation. Yeah, it's just a shame. It's just a shame to see it end at United the way that it did and stuff, isn't it? And Leo is my star boy. I'd take him in a hop. Yeah, I would take him 100%. And Oliver Villa said I'd take Felix at Villa. But I don't know if Emmy would leave. Because we've made him, and I say Grealish scores. Most established teams have a keeper, and I think De Gea will stay. Yeah, I think Emmy Martinez, people are just jumping on the back of it because it's a big name post World Cup, and obviously it sells to link it to United. I can't see that happening, but it is a big rumour at the moment. What's my favourite Christmas song? Mine is Slade. Merry Christmas, everyone. That's a good question. How do you choose just one? I like Walking in a Winter Wonderland. Have a Holly Jolly Christmas. There's so many. I think the Pogues is probably my favourite. Fairy Tale New York, that's probably my favourite. And Lukaku was the biggest flop. The amount of chances he had against Croatia. Honestly, I felt so bad for him after that game. Normally, I'm one of the first to laugh, but I couldn't even laugh at that. It's just brutal. It's like I wouldn't laugh at a wounded animal, and he was like a wounded animal that day. I just felt really sorry for him. Just nothing would go in. Imagine the day is close to being Glazers and debt free. Fingers crossed, we can get a deal. We can get the Glazers out. Fingers crossed that happens. But yeah, guys, it's been an absolute pleasure. It's been great to be back to chat to you. Thank you so much for being patient and waiting on me. Like I said, I will be back with more content. So yeah, around our next game, I imagine I'll be doing call-in shows as well. Apologies, can't do a post-game show tonight being my brother's birthday and all, but I will definitely be watching the game. I'm sure I'll be interacting with a few of you guys on Twitter and whatnot as well. So until next time, guys, look after yourselves. If I don't speak to you before Christmas, can I please send much love to you all? I hope you have a lovely Christmas with all your families and your loved ones. Enjoy, eat junk, be merry, just have a great time, make memories, and I wish you all a very, very happy holiday, and I'll see you all very soon. Take care, guys. Look after yourselves. Cheers.